Give it up for Ryan Faye!
Hip back. He was like sitting here.
Hey guys, how we doing tonight? All right. First comedy night at Estuary again, but with better people. So thank you so much for coming out. All right, so I love this city. It's a fantastic place. And it's taken me 10 years to figure out how to operate correctly here. Recently, sometimes you're like trying to figure out things on Google, you're trying to figure out how to like find something. The other day I needed to find like tape and like Sharpies and like a knife or something like that, an X-Acto blade. Can't find anything, and then finally I had to scream it in the streets like, I need to find a Sharpie and tape and a goddamn X-Acto blade. An old man just is like, Barnes, up the street. And I was just like, this is fantastic. I've been finding out like all of my directions have been answered. You just scream, you don't ask it anybody, and your directions will be given to you. It's fantastic. It's like the newest, greatest working model to how to get around. One of my heroes is David Attenborough, and I think watching his career, he's the guy who does the BBC documentaries, like Planet Earth and everything, like the most soothing voice in the world. Super British guy, he's like 100 years old. But, he'll start, his old career, he was very, very hopeful. He was very bright about the planet. It was always like, look at this, even though there's a fire that's gonna happen. Look at that, life, grass, everything's wonderful. Look at the beautiful polar bears on the ice cubes. And now he's gotten to the point where he's like 98, and he just like wants to die, but he needs someone to like decrease the temperature on the planet. So like at the end of all of his documentaries now, it's like, look what you did. A polar bear doesn't have anywhere to go. Oh, do you like walruses? Well, watch them do a 200-foot plummet off a cliff. And you're like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, that's how I feel. Someone fucking do something about it, please. I need to die. Like, his brother was the guy from Jurassic Park, but like he achieved all of his goals because he like made dinosaurs for a park, and he was like, great, and he could like just knock off, but like no one's listening to Attenborough. He's like now at this point, like it used to be 10 years between Planet Earths, now it's 5, now it's like 2, now it's like 1, now it's like every half year. Like, please, someone listen to the man. He's dying. I lost my appendix recently. Had it rupture, the good one, the one where it's like, oh shit, 50% chance of making it. Didn't look up the odds until like afterwards. I was just making jokes with like all the hospital staff. They're like, you need surgery now. I was like, you need surgery now. And it's like, no, you need surgery now. I'm like, you need surgery now. And tried making a joke like as they were knocking me out. I was like, oh, sorry, I made a mess out of my insides. And the guy and the surgeon made a joke back at me. It's like, well, don't worry, we're gonna scrub you up real good and put you back together. And then I pass out till like waking up 10 hours later, scrubbed, been scrubbed. Like got a nice little cut right here to let you know what happened. But the best part about that was my roommate in the recovery room, because like at first I'm getting information like as the nurse is like, do you want morphine or do you want like oxys? Like, I don't know, maybe the morphine, and that seems like it's easier. And my roommate like pipes up after, he's like, yo kid, you gotta go with the oxys, just let you know. I'm like, oh, okay. And then so the next round of stuff comes in, I'm like, take the oxys. And then he like opens the curtain a little bit more, because now you have to like pay for the TV in your room. But he's like, you wanna watch The Never-Ending Story with me? I was like, absolutely. So I got to do my first time doing opioids, watching The Never-Ending Story with who turned out to be a drug addict. Because a bunch of counselors came in and they were like, hey man, listen, you're either going back to the home or you're going to jail. And he's like, listen, I understand, I just need to come down off this stuff. And I realized I was getting the best advice about oxys over morphine. And I like stuck with that for the rest of the next 2 days of recovery. It was fucking great, besides the constipation, but who needs to worry about that? About 7 years ago, I fucked my hip up really good. I did like the Fancy Boy Montauk trip, where I went down and kind of like Fancy Boy Montauk trip where I was in Montauk, but then like Trailer Boy sort of stuff where I was like, I'm gonna go body surfing. And so I did that, and a huge 3-foot wave came up and like picked me up and slammed me down. And I did like a split where this leg was here and this leg was up here. And yeah, so I really can't bend this one too much because it's fucked up. But I was on the Trump Care program, which meant that I didn't get a penalty for not having insurance during that time period. So you know I didn't have insurance. So I just did the poor person way of solving that problem and just walk on this side better. But I think that I'm gonna leave you with a little piece of advice that coming from a poor person, you know, a man of non so white collar sort of stuff, I definitely don't work in that kitchen over there. Just saying that if you're a poor person, your body is not a temple. It is not. Do not take care of it like that. It's a goddamn vessel to get your head and your neck and your goddamn brain to work. And that is about it. Thank you guys so much.